Now, I know this isn't the most exciting topic in the world, but trust me, it's something every single person needs to think about. You never know when disaster might strike, and when it does, you'll be so glad you took the time to prepare. So let me tell you what happened to us recently. We woke up one morning and the whole house smelled like smoke. The air outside was thick with it, and that smell got me thinking, are we actually ready to leave our home right now if we had to? Like, if someone knocked on our door and said, you have 5 minutes to evacuate, could we do it? The good news is, yes, we could. Because years ago, when our kids were little, we put together something called a 72-hour kit for each member of our family. These are backpacks filled with everything we'd need to survive for 3 days if we had to leave our home in an emergency. But here's the thing, it had been a few years since we updated them, so I decided to go through everything, repack the bags, and show you exactly what's inside. Hopefully, this will motivate you to put together your own emergency kits. Look, no matter where you live in the world, emergencies happen. Maybe you live somewhere with hurricanes or tornadoes. Maybe earthquakes are a concern, floods, wildfires, severe storms. There are so many different disasters that can force you to leave your home quickly. And when that happens, you don't want to be scrambling around trying to figure out what to grab. Is putting together a 72-hour kit exciting? No, definitely not. Is it something you need to do? Absolutely yes. Think of it as insurance. You hope you never need it, but you'll be incredibly grateful if you do. All right, let me walk you through the 20 essential items that should go into these bags. I've unpacked all of them onto our kitchen table so you can see exactly what we have. I'm going to repack my bag as we go through this, making sure everything is up to date. The first thing going into my bag is toilet paper. Now, you might laugh at this, but trust me, you'll thank me later. Make sure you store it in a Ziploc bag so it always stays dry. The last thing you want is wet, useless toilet paper in an emergency. Next up is medicine. You want to pack at least a 7-day supply of any prescription medications you take. This is really important. Don't forget this step. Also include over-the-counter medicines like pain relievers, antihistamines, anti-diarrhea medication, and laxatives. You never know what you might need. You also need a basic first aid kit. You can buy these pre-made on Amazon or at most stores. Make sure it has bandages, gauze, antiseptic wipes, and other basic supplies. Filtration water is probably the most critical thing you need in an emergency. It's usually one of the first things to run out during a disaster. For a family of 3, including a young child, you should have at least 3 gallons of drinking water. But here's the problem. Water is heavy, really heavy. If you pack 3 gallons of water, your bag will weigh a ton, and you won't be able to carry it very far. So here's what we do. Each of our 72-hour kits has 5 bottles of water. But obviously, that's not enough for 3 full days. So we also include something called survival straws. These are amazing little devices. One straw can filter up to 1,000 gallons of contaminated water. It removes 99% of waterborne bacteria. This means you can drink from streams, puddles, or any water source you find, and the straw makes it safe to drink. Don't depend on the flashlight in your phone. That will drain your battery way too fast, and you need your phone for other things. Get a standalone flashlight with extra batteries. Look for one that can last for weeks without needing new batteries. But what if your flashlight fails? That's why you also need candles and waterproof matches in your kit. Candles provide light and can even give off a little bit of warmth if you need it. Pack extra candles because they burn through really fast. If you're away from home for 72 hours, you'll need quite a few. You also need a way to get information. During an emergency, you need to know what's happening, where to evacuate to, and whether it's safe to return home. Normally, we check our phones for this information, but what if the internet is down? That's why you need a battery-powered portable radio. This will let you hear emergency broadcasts and weather updates even when you have no internet connection. Your phone is probably your most important communication tool in an emergency. You need to keep it charged. Pack a portable battery charger or power bank for your phone. Make sure it's fully charged before you put it in your kit, and check it every few months to make sure it hasn't lost its charge. You're also going to need lots of batteries for your flashlight, your radio, and anything else electronic. Check each device to see what type of batteries it needs and pack extras. Store all your batteries in a waterproof pouch and keep them away from direct sunlight and extreme temperatures. Personal hygiene might not seem like a priority in an emergency, but trust me, you'll feel so much better if you can brush your teeth and wash your face. Plus, staying clean helps prevent illness. Your hygiene kit should include a toothbrush, toothpaste, soap, chapstick, shampoo, conditioner, deodorant, facial tissues, a comb or brush, face cloth, nail clippers, hair elastics, hand sanitizer, and a razor. Don't forget that toilet paper in a plastic bag. And women, make sure you pack feminine products in a waterproof bag, too. You need a way to eat the food you're packing. Each person should have their own cup, bowl, and utensils in their individual bag. Don't assume you'll be able to share or that there will be supplies available wherever you end up. You never know what the weather will be like when you have to evacuate. In our area, if it's cold, we'd automatically grab our winter jackets. But one thing we don't always have handy is rain gear. That's why it's important to pack a rain jacket in your 72-hour kit. Being wet in an emergency is miserable and can even be dangerous. We also pack garbage bags. They're waterproof, lightweight, and have multiple uses. You can use them as makeshift rain ponchos to waterproof your shelter, or even as a signal for help if you get bright orange ones. They're so versatile and take up almost no space. When it comes to food, pack things that your family will actually eat. There's no point packing food that your kids hate or that you find disgusting. In an emergency, you're already stressed and uncomfortable. The last thing you need is food that makes you miserable. Here are some ideas organized by meal. For breakfast, think about granola bars, fruit pouches, oatmeal packets, or high-calorie food bars. For lunch, you could pack tuna or chicken pouches, salad kits, peanut butter, ramen noodles, or canned soup. For dinner, freeze-dried meals are great. You can also pack instant rice or pasta, beans, chili, meat pouches, or instant potatoes. For snacks, consider nuts, more granola bars, fruit leather, beef jerky, protein shakes, dried fruits, raisins, fruit cups, or crackers. The key is to look for ready-to-eat foods that don't require much preparation, especially ones that don't need water, since your water supply is limited. Check the expiration dates and try to find foods that will last for at least a year. This way, you won't have to update your kit as often. Keep in mind any food allergies, dietary restrictions, or food preferences in your family. The easier the food is to prepare, the better. Choose foods that are high in calories to keep your energy up. And think about weight and size. You have to carry this stuff, so lighter is better. Store all your food together in one section of your bag for easy access. A pocket knife is essential in every 72-hour kit. It's one of those tools that has a million uses. You might not want young kids playing with it, but it should definitely be in their bag. We also pack a Leatherman multi-tool in our shared family bag, which does way more than just a regular pocket knife. A whistle is another must-have item. If you need help, you can blow a whistle much louder and longer than you can yell. It's especially useful for signaling rescuers. You can even agree on whistle codes with your family. Different patterns could mean different things, helping you communicate over long distances. Pack extra whistles because somebody always loses one. Paper and a pen might not seem important, but they're actually really useful. You can leave notes for rescuers, write down important information, or keep a list of things you need to remember. This is an item that gets left off most 72-hour kits, but you'll be glad you have it. Keep some cash in your kit for emergency purchases of food or medicine. Store it in a waterproof pouch so it doesn't get ruined. In an emergency, credit card machines might not work, so cash is important. You never know when you'll need to buy something quickly. You should also have an identification card with your personal information. This can help rescuers provide first aid if you're injured. The card should have your name, age, sex, blood type, allergies, and any important medical conditions. Important documents like birth certificates, marriage certificates, property titles, insurance policies, and passports should be secured before a disaster hits. The best way to do this is to scan all these documents and save copies in cloud storage and on a USB thumb drive. Put the USB drive in your kit. In our shared family bag, we pack some food that needs to be cooked, so we need a way to cook it. We include a single-burner propane stove. It's light, compact, and perfect for emergency cooking. Don't forget the propane canisters to fuel it. We also pack a pot to cook all the food in and a can opener if you've packed any canned food. This is one of those things people often forget until they need it. Kitten axe is another useful tool in our shared bag. I probably don't need to explain all the reasons why an axe is handy in an emergency situation. Rope is absolutely essential. Pack as much as you can reasonably carry. We also include flagging tape. This is something most people don't think of, but it's useful for marking your path if you're traveling through unfamiliar areas. We include a fire starter kit in our family bag. If you're out in the elements, a wood-burning campfire is going to give off the best heat source. Combined with that axe, you can gather wood and start a fire to keep your family warm. A compass can help you find your direction if you need to navigate in unfamiliar territory. Blankets take up a lot of space in a bag, so we use emergency blankets instead. They're not as warm and cozy as regular blankets, but they provide the protection you need and fold up really small. Don't forget to pack a change of clothes for each person: underwear, socks, a shirt, and pants at minimum. Think about the climate where you live and pack accordingly. You never know what the weather will be like when you have to evacuate. When you're in an emergency situation, there's often a lot of waiting around. Having games, card games, puzzles, or small activities can really help, especially if you have kids. It helps pass the time and keeps everyone's spirits up. This might seem like a luxury, but maintaining morale during a stressful situation is actually really important. Now, what I've shown you here isn't necessarily complete. Every family is different, and you might need to add or remove things based on your specific situation. But these 20 essential items give you a really good starting point. The important thing is to actually do this. Don't just think about it, take action. Set aside a weekend and put these kits together with your family. Make it a family activity. Show your kids what you're packing and why. This helps them feel calm and assured that you're prepared for any situation. Once you've packed your kits, don't just forget about them. Set a reminder on your phone to check them every 6 months or once a year. Replace any expired food or medicine. Check the batteries. Make sure the water bottles haven't leaked. Test your flashlights. Rotate out any clothes that your kids have outgrown. Make sure everything is still in good condition and that nothing has expired. I live in Alberta, and we've had tons of wildfires this season. It's scary, and it makes you realize how quickly you might need to leave your home. But having these kits ready means that an emergency doesn't have to be quite as scary. You know you have what you need to survive. Remember, these bags should be stored somewhere easy to access. We keep ours in the garage, up off the floor, so they won't get damaged by flooding. Make sure everyone in your family knows where the bags are and which bag belongs to whom. In an emergency, you don't want to waste precious time searching for your supplies. I know this is a tough process. It's not fun to think about disasters. It's uncomfortable to imagine scenarios where you might need to leave your home with only what you can carry. But I promise you, once you have these kits packed and ready, you'll feel so much better. There's real peace of mind in knowing you're prepared. Think about it this way: you have insurance for your car, your home, your health. These 72-hour kits are just another form of insurance. They're your insurance policy against being caught unprepared in a disaster. And unlike other insurance, this is something you create once and maintain with minimal effort. The cost doesn't have to be overwhelming either. You can put these kits together gradually. Start with the most essential items: water, food, first aid, and add other items as you can afford them. Check dollar stores and discount retailers for travel-sized hygiene items. Look for sales on canned goods and packaged foods. You don't have to buy everything at once. If you have kids, involve them in the process. Let them help choose which snacks and foods to pack. Let them decorate their bags or put their names on them. Teach them what each item is for and why it's important. This not only helps them learn valuable life skills, but it also helps reduce their anxiety about emergencies. When kids understand that there's a plan and that you're prepared, they feel safer. So please, take the time to do this. Your future self will thank you. And if you ever do need these kits, you'll be so grateful that you prepared ahead of time instead of trying to figure it out in the middle of a crisis. Stay safe, stay prepared, and take care of your families. Remember, the goal here is simple. When an emergency happens, you want to be able to grab your bags and go, knowing that you have everything you need to take care of yourself and your loved ones for at least 3 days. That's security. That's peace of mind. That's being truly prepared. Thanks for reading, and I hope this helps you get started on your own emergency preparedness journey. Don't wait for the next disaster to strike before you take action. Do it now while you have time to do it right. Your family is counting on you.